buying land in Kenya, our experience. We are not going to go through the whole minutiae of the process of buying land in Kenya because there's plenty of videos on YouTube that will tell you exactly what's involved. What we thought we would do is just tell you what it's like when you've got your boots on the ground when you're out here and the kind of things you'll routinely experience. So to start with, estate agents in Kenya need to be licensed, but many of the ones that you will deal with when you're out here won't actually be licensed. That's something to be aware of. Also, people will market properties that they do not actually have the access to. They're just doing it hoping that they're going to be able to scam you into sending some money.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. The other thing you'll find is a lot of plots, people have bought the land, then they've built a wall around them, and then they've written in, they've painted on the wall, this plot is not for sale. Because this practice of using somebody else's land to try and sell that land to somebody is quite prevalent out here in Kenya.
Yeah. In Coast region, the lands are being gifted by the government some years ago because it was a promise to them. So a family can own a big land like 10 acres, 5 acres. So when they advertise these lands that they're going, it's for sale actually. You may think it's, when they say it's 1 acre land, it's not 1 acre land. And you need to go there and see yourself. Because the lands are not being divided, they're being owned by the family. So it can be like 10 brothers or 5 brothers. So it's not really divided in cost.
Yeah, what is shown on the title deed can often be different to what is being sold. And many people that are doing the selling don't actually realise how important this is. So they'll say, we've got 1 acre for sale at this price. And you say, okay, what's on the title deed? And the title deed will be for 5 acres. And that land has to be split if they want to sell off 1 acre. A lot of people don't realise that you can't just sell off 1 acre and get a new title deed. It has to be come in and properly split by a surveyor. Then you have to get the title deed changed, and then you can do a check at the Ministry of Lands to see that it has been done. That check only costs a few dollars, US dollars equivalent, and that's well worth doing for any land because there are fake title deeds as well, which is something else you need to watch for. Doesn't happen often, but they are definitely out there. People selling land or trying to with fake title deeds, hoping that you won't go to the trouble of doing a check at the Ministry of Lands.
Yeah. One of the lands that you asked me when I was going to view some land like a year ago, I viewed a very nice land near the road, and they were selling it like we wanted an acre or a half an acre. They said, I want to buy an half an acre. And then I would advise to see the owner because I prefer deal with the seller than with a broker or an agency thing. So I managed to get the owner of the land, and then when I reached there, I chose the place I want. Yeah. So actually the land was 10 acres. They never told me it was 10 acres. They say, okay, the land is there for you to buy. Yeah. So when I went there to find like it's a 10-acre plot owned by 7 brothers.
It can be very difficult when there's like multiple family members owning the land.
Yeah.
Because they often have different views.
Then I asked them to go and do the split for me. They divided for me, and then they'll get back to me, and they did it.
Which they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. But when we went back, the land had been split, but the way they'd done it, they'd got a surveyor to come in, and rather than pay the surveyor money, they paid the surveyor in land. So the surveyor had taken the best plot, and this happens quite a bit as well, because people have land for sale, but they do not have the money to split it. So that's something else to be aware of. We both agree that the best thing to do if you want to buy land in Kenya is to come out here and spend some time, get some boots on the ground and spend 2 or 3 weeks here looking around and trying to find out who the owners of the land, any land that you're interested in, who the owners are, rather than dealing with dealing with brokers, estate agents can be hard work, and I've done it. I've done it on my own, and the price can vary massively between dealing with an agent and dealing with the real owner of the land. The biggest price disparity we've seen was 10.5 million, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody selling 10.5 million Kenyan shillings, which became 2.5 million Kenyan
After
shillings
when
when
I went
Marion
alone.
went to view it on her own.
So there's no fixed price of these lands. They keep on just, they're so different. You know, everyone comes out with his own price because everyone needs money out of this land because the owner is not dealing straight away with the, it's not about seller and buyer. It's about the one who sells with other people. So the money is really something very important. You have to be so keen whoever you are dealing with this buying lands in Coast Region. It's very, very, very.
It can be difficult
Yeah.
to get an idea of
Scams
what a
too
plot is genuinely worth.
Mhm.
So yeah, you need to be out here to speak to people, and the price can vary massively. A lot of the beach plots, which is what everybody would ideally want, a lot of those have been taken up many years ago, and the plots that are advertised as beach plots are actually nowhere near the beach. That's the other thing that you'll find as well.
Yeah.
Anything advertised in US dollars, euros, tends to be overpriced. Would
Yeah.
you say?
Yeah. Someone selling a land using other currency.
Yeah,
And
using other
you
currencies.
are Kenyan, yeah.
Yeah.
So now, but anyway, now they can buy it because currency of Kenya now is down, yeah.
Yeah, the Kenyan shilling is weak at the moment against the pound, against the euro, against the US dollar. So I mean, it is a good time to buy. Your money goes a long way out here, for sure. But nothing beats coming out here, spending. I will probably come out here for at least 3 weeks, spend some time, and really get a feel for the different areas, because the prices advertised for land can vary massively. You can have a plot that's valued at 25 million shillings an acre, and then if you just go up the road round the corner, it might be 5 million,
Yeah.
and it's probably
Just
well worth the saving.
Yes, it's just be in the ground yourself, feel it, do it yourself, and then you will be good to go to get a nice deal you go out.
Yeah, it's not something you should be scared of, and always make sure you do a check at the Ministry of Land. Don't just accept the title, the paper title deed. You do want the paper
Research.
title deed, but make sure you do a check at the Ministry of Lands to see who the registered keeper is, and also registered title deed owner is. And also, when you become the registered title holder, you want to make sure that you are listed at the Ministry of Lands as the legal owner of that plot.